Hey everybody, welcome to Slot Talk. My name is Brent Wagamot, and we are coming to you this month with a very special guest. But before I introduce him, I want to introduce our co-host that we have had all year long and who has been doing great. It's Slot Traveler. Manny, how you doing?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Slot Talk. So happy to be back again.
Yes, and finally, the last couple of Slot Talks have been just between family, meaning Manny and myself, but this month we have somebody super special. We're going back to our roots, and we're going to talk to somebody who works in the actual design of slot machine graphics and gaming, and his name is Dustin. Oh my God, I forgot your last name already. It's Bozovich. Bozovich. Yes, Dustin Bozovich. How you doing, Dustin?
Good, and you?
Good.
There's a reason why I didn't introduce him.
Right, I know, and I
English
said
as a second language.
I was looking for my pencil and I didn't have it, and I thought, okay, I can remember that name for 5 seconds, and I totally screwed it up. Anyway, so this is a friend of Manny's. I have never met you before, but you and Manny know each other. Manny, tell us how you met Dustin.
Well, Dustin works for, like he said, a design firm, and it's here in the Phoenix area. And we connected. Actually, last night we had a fun time. He came and met me at the casino. We did some high limit. It was a lot of fun. My mom got a hand pay, and we'll talk about that a little later.
All right.
We had a fun time last night.
Cool. Excellent. Well, Dustin, why don't you start off a little bit by telling everybody about who you are, what you do, and what your primary function is at the company that you work for.
Yeah, so I work for DesignWorks Gaming. We are a third-party manufacturer, so we sell to the higher companies, IGT, Multimedia,
Everyone,
and,
okay, all right.
Yeah, every.
All right,
And,
everyone, all right. Aristocrat, scientific gaming, thing like that. Okay, cool.
Well,
obviously, I'm sure some buy from you more than others.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So,
all right, cool. And how does that process work? Like, do they tell you what they need and you make it, or are you just making games and you're hoping that they buy them, or how does this work?
It depends on the deal, really.
Okay.
So for we skinned their games, so we just did the art and all the animations and the sound, but with our math models, right?
Right.
So with IGT, we create everything from the ground up. We pitch an idea of, we think this functionality is going to be great, and we want to try to sell it to you, and that's how that works.
And I know Manny already showed me one of the games that you had a hand in designing the audio in. Manny, what's the name of that game again?
Carmen.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's
Carmen. I thought there's another one. The one that you sent me to look at his actual work with the Firehouse and all that. It's like Firehouse number 5 or something.
Yes.
Fire Company 5, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Firehouse number 5. Let's show a little bit of video of that, and we'll talk about it on the other side of the break.
Do it. Oh, it's the wrong one.
Yeah. Alright, we'll do it again. Until it becomes wild.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it again.
$20.
We'll do it again. Until it becomes wild or formal, it will continue doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's done.
Well, that was a pretty fun, wild feature on that game, and I want to thank Kanak in Casino. And I usually say Canuck because there's a U, but he corrected me. It's an A. So Kanak in Casino, if you have not subscribed to him, go ahead, give him some love. He had a great showing on the game. So do you want to talk to us, Dustin, a little bit about that game and how, because I know right now it's out there. I haven't had a chance to play it here in Phoenix. I've seen it in one location, but it seems like pretty interesting. I like the fact that the reels move and potentially you can have like all wilds.
Correct, yeah, and they also stick, so it's up to 3 times it'll do the 4D reel feature is what it's called. So
cool. And no, I haven't had a chance to play it either. But what I was going to say was, it looks like from what I'm seeing that this is something that some slot companies have been moving toward, is placing some of the winnings from the game into the base game, into the features, not necessarily into the bonus. I mean, I know. Right, like a lot of games like have in the past 5 years, a lot of games have been moving where like there's no pays whatsoever in the base game. It's all in the bonus totally. But this game, it looks like if you do get a feature, if you do get something happening on the reels, you can win some money.
Yeah, especially if you get a lot of wilds and they're going to stay.
Right. Right. Cool.
So,
and so primarily you work in the audio aspect of like
Correct.
designing the music, designing the sound effects. I mean, is this? I mean, being accurate? Is this what you do, or what?
yeah,
What?
that's all.
Okay,
And
cool.
I dabble in game design as well, more lately
All right.
than ever, because
More lately than ever?
Yeah, it's more of a small company, so we have
Okay.
more. I don't know what the word is.
Yeah,
Flexibility.
more room to dabble and move around.
Correct. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
strictly one thing and that's it.
Right. Yeah. You don't have to
So-
stay in your lane. You can move
Right.
move outside to a different lane, like the presidential campaign. You can go outside of different lanes. Right. Right. Crazy.
We're
Crazy.
not going to go there. We're not going to go
Right.
there.
I'm talking about the
please don't go
primary,
there.
Mary. So, well, that's really great. As I was talking to you a little bit about this before we started, but I've talked about this before on Slot Talk that if games can be terrible, but if they have some good music and some good audio behind them, it can really save the game. Consequently, or conversely, if a game has good graphics and good gameplay, but the music outright sucks, or there is no music, I've even had games that there is no music, not even in the bonus round. That's a real disappointment. So that's a really fun area to work in. I'm sure you enjoy it.
It's hard because some people you can't make
Can't make everybody happy.
Yeah, exactly.
How much player feedback do you get when you guys are creating a game or before you even release it to one of your clients?
As far as the feedback, so we deliver like builds, right? Like, all right, this is a functioning build with the features working. We'll get
Right.
feedback from millions of people. As far as my feedback, it's really minimal. It's mostly animations and math based, to be honest.
All right.
But as far as testing goes, I think that should be done with in the industry because they bring people in, play for fake money, and you ask the same question. So, what do you think about this game? Well, I didn't win anything, so I hate it.
I love it that the fake people are exactly like us, man. They're like, I hated it. I didn't win anything.
I have several games that I think like that. Go ahead.
But that's fine. But like, there's no risk involved with this decision.
Right. I hear you.
So
I hear you.
You guys are
Well,
actually putting in real money.
It's true, and I have to tell you that, when I first just, I've only been playing slots for about 5 years, and when I first started playing, my enjoyment of a game was dictated by whether or not I was winning or losing, and I quickly found out that was a poor way to look at it. Since then, I have become more of a gamer as opposed to a gambler, and I have been able to appreciate the finer aspects of a slot machine. Even if I'm losing, there are some
Right.
slot machines like, I don't know, like Winning Bid 2 is an example of a game where
That's a good game.
I really don't even care if I lose because I'm having such a good time on it. The characters are funny, they make me laugh, and
There's a lot of
it's
voiceover in that one.
exactly, and it's a very fun atmosphere. The colors are fun, the music is fun. It's it's nothing dour. It's something to keep your attention, and I
Right.
really enjoy that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So the aspect of entertainment is really what you're looking at when you like a slot or not. Fair
Right.
enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's always sad to see the volume down.
Oh. Well, my friend SD guy would be your best friend because
Oh my gosh, that guy.
he cranks that volume all the way up, and if people around him get pissed off, he's like, this isn't a church. Get out of here. I like to listen to my music.
True,
It's
but
funny.
but it's true. I mean, some of the games out there, they have some great score. They have some great sound. So why not have it?
Yeah, it's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's funny that you brought up him because he played Mystical Tarot, which we did,
Right? Okay.
and he pressed start games, and the lady says, "Good luck." That's my friend at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he told her to fuck off. In the
So
thought
interesting how you guys
that
are
was
watching
very
all of our
funny.
videos and realizing that our interaction with them. You can't take it personal, but some things are like, oh,
No,
you've been
you
working so
can't.
hard on this game, and
Right.
all of a sudden it's like you're saying "fuck you" to your coworker.
No, I actually laughed out loud. That was really funny to me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Dustin, what games did you have a hand in that you previously designed that you're most proud of? That you think back and like I really love that game, or like the audio for that game was on fleek, or what? How do you feel about the games that you previously had a hand in?
Midnight Matinees, good one. We did that one.
Yes. I actually campaigned for this to be in our first tournament, Manny. Remember?
Yes,
Like
you did.
I didn't like the game that we first had, and I said Midnight Matinee was a good one.
Yeah,
So,
that was our second or third with Every that we did for
Okay.
them.
Cool.
What else?
I'm trying to remember. Like the music when the Midnight Matinee comes out is very fun. Like it's like a very cool.
It's very recognizable.
Yeah, a sound effect where it's like, you know, and it's sort of like a fairy going across the screen or a Manny going across the screen.
Oh, stop!
Yeah. Right.
Most proud of, I think, Wonders of Africa, which is we did for IGT.
Okay.
It's out right
That's
now.
a new one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairly new.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even here in Indiana, I don't know, or Kentucky. You know, I live right on the border, so I say both. I haven't had a chance to play Wonders of Africa yet.
Interesting feature in that one, cooperative symbols. So, God, it's been so long since I've actually played that game.
That's okay. There's another game that's. I mean, I don't know if it's the same concept, but the new Sherlock Holmes has cooperative symbols where like if like the guy,
Really?
Dr. Watson and Sherlock land next to each other, like they become one, or they can become one, and that may not be that's not it's not the same thing. Okay.
No.
So what when you say cooperative symbols, what do you mean?
So if the trigger symbol lands in the middle reel and it's
Okay.
like a poke, like a 10 or whatever, it's attached to like a bigger symbol, like a rhino. All the 10s will turn into rhinos with the rhinos on the screen.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like that game that you played, Brent. It's from Bally's. That oh my God, it's like a Food LA type, but it's not Food LA. And you had like a jack with like a Q symbol in it or another symbol.
Yeah,
Is that what you
something
mean?
similar. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of like that.
Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from.
So it'll upgrade all the symbols on the screen, basically.
All right. Cool.
So it
Excellent.
gives you like two options to potentially win.
Correct. And Carmen's another good one too, which.
Yeah, let's talk about that because that is honestly, I'm serious. You know, there's two games recently that have used some classical music in their games, and both of them have been games that I just thought were out of this world. Can and Carmen both use, you know, some sort of classical music, something that's in, you know, the public domain, and they used it in the slot machine, and I thought it was really well done. So how did you guys come up with that, and how do you think it came out?
Well, it's funny. This is way before we started like prototyping anything, so we kind of would just make games and kind of sell off the graphics, like, oh, this is going to be good. And so there was a lot more I wish I could have done to that game as far as audio-wise, because it's very limited as far as that aspect. But I think the upgraded symbol, I think that should catch on more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The upgraded symbol when like it keeps playing like a cue from the music, and then if there's another upgraded symbol, it does it again, and it keeps right, and like the key modulation keeps changing, and it's very, very cool from a musical standpoint. Like you know what's happening from a player standpoint when you hear that in your ear.
Right. So that's good. So what are your favorite games audibly?
Oh, audibly? Well, you know, like first of all, I'm such a queen because I love all the Wizard of Oz games. But like, I mean, I try not to say that just because that's, you know, like that's my rote answer for it. I liked the first Walking Dead. I thought they did a great job integrating the music with the audio with the slot machine itself. Like I said, previously talked about Winnie Bid 2. Manny, what do you have? What do you like as far as audio goes?
It was interesting. Yesterday we were talking about that at the when we got together, and I said that Sons of Anarchy is one of my favorite games because it combines not only the elements from the big symbol, but also, you know, the sound, the motorcycles. When the cluster pay comes out, you know that there's, you know, a symbol coming out. So that is one of my favorites. And Sons of Anarchy and Game of Thrones right now. The sound of that game is insane. Yes.
Well, I heard
come out. Yeah, no, it's really good.
I heard a really. So what were you? What do you think of Dustin? Are you you don't care for that game as much, or
no?
What?
I just found it because we were talking last night, like you saed, and he doesn't even watch the show, so I found that interesting.
Ah, okay, cool. All right.
That's how I started with The Walking Dead too. I was watching Blue Heart Win, and then I'm like, let me just try it, and then I like the slot, and then I binge watched the entire Walking Dead, and then I'm up to speed.
Because of the slot machine.
Just like that, yeah, because of the slot machine.
That is crazy to me.
I know, right?
Because with licenses, they're just, you know, they're just egging people on. Like, you already know this, so come play it. And that's another hard thing. If you don't have a license nowadays, it's kind of hard to push through, like, the old stuff.
What do you mean, like, the old stuff?
Like WMSG Pluses, Buffalo, like, the classics, right?
Right.
So that's why licenses are everywhere now, right?
Yeah. This is like it's definitely an area that I'm not as familiar with as a slot player. I mean, I realize that I typically like licensed games more, but I don't, insofar as my knowledge of it, I'm fairly ignorant of it. So I don't really understand how it works and how long are you if you have a license, is it good for a specific time, and what does it mean if you have a license? Can other people do it and that sort of thing? I think we need to devote a whole nother show to licensed slot machines and how they work, Manny.
I also think that the game itself carries a lot, because I don't care for Orange is the New Black. I don't watch the show, but when I tried the slot, I really didn't care for it. So
yeah, I saw it at G2E.
Yeah, and it's actually out in Vegas now. And what's one also? I don't know. Maybe that's the one that really comes to mind right now. Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black.
Even the Jurassic Park, I really don't care for it that much.
Oh, the newer one on that big cabinet.
I know there's potential, but I just don't.
I think the ones that I have a problem with are the ones that really don't have much audio or sound when you're playing the base game, because primarily most of the time that you're on a slot machine, you're on the base game. I mean, the bonus lasts for like a minute and a half, and then you shot your wad, and then that's it. I mean, and you're back to the base game. So I mean, for a slot machine not to have any sort of audio during the base game is such a deterrent for me. I mean, it really is. I do hate that, and that's another thing about Carmen. I was thinking about Carmen because Carmen has wonderful audio in the bonus game, but in the base game, it's literally just the reels. That's all it is. Click, 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 click. That's all. If you don't get the feature on reel 5 with the musical note, it's just click, 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 click. So obviously,
that's
either
not true.
What?
No, they do have real spin music. It's only like 3 of them.
Oh, on what do you mean? I guess because when I play it, there's no music. So what do you mean?
Then they must have changed that.
Okay.
There's a couple little tunes when you spin.
You're right. There is audio there. Yeah.
Girl, he signed the game. How is he not going to be right?
Whoa. I mean, he could have changed since it left him or something, or maybe there's
fair enough
of it. I mean, hell if I know. Anyway, as we just saw from the video, I was totally wrong. Carmen, there is music in Carmen, but SD Guy was irritated because the music was not very loud at the beginning. I think that's what I was thinking of. But there are other games. There are other games where there's literally no music in the base game, and especially some of these G Plus Deluxe games. I know for sure, some of them have no music, no audio whatsoever.
Right, the horse clicks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Click, 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 and then in the bonus, you'll be lucky if you get something. So yeah. Good call on that one, Dustin.
I just watched it, so.
Right? You just watched it, exactly, right?
But you guys hate that, though. That's interesting.
What, the fact that there's no music in the Yes, I do, because it's just so boring and so static. It's so static. If you're playing a game, there's no audio, there's no music, there's no little, key, like even in Winning Bid, there's like a dun 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 dun. There's something that keeps you in the vibe of the game, and if it's not there, you're sort of in the vibe of the casino, and I don't want to be in the vibe of the casino. I want to be in the vibe of the game,
Wow, that's interesting, too.
I personally like my beer and the vibe of the casino. If the music is there, that's fine. But usually Selena is playing in the background at my local, so I don't have to worry about the sound.
Right,
the screen's right there. So
cool.
Well, it's just frustrating on my end because the casino, in part, has control of the overall volume of these things.
Oh, really? Yeah, of course. We found that out, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's volume on the machine, but they can lower that threshold.
Yeah, we found out so many of the IGT games, SD and I go up to, and we're like, we click the volume, and we're like, louder, and it won't go louder, it won't go. Yeah.
It's my life.
Right.
And the part with the base game is interesting because if you're going to listen to it for so long, it has to be a certain length, and you kind of have to drive to it.
Right, you have to vary it a little bit.
Part.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's all you're listening to.
You're right. I have played. Back when I played Ruby Slippers all the time. When you spin the reels, there's a little bit of it's like it's like angel singing,
Say that again.
So, but there's only like 3 or 4 different variations. I mean, there's 3 or 4 different ones, and then they repeat. So if you're playing on it for a long period of time, like I have in the past, you sort of get irritated by it, and you're like, I don't care.
Well, that's like Airplane, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a
There's
little bit like
2 or
bum
3,
bum 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 bum. Yeah,
and
right.
there's just short little bursts, and it's
Right,
like,
right. Yeah, I just played Airplane like 5 days ago actually.
and you guys love that game, right?
I do love the game, but this is another one where I'm like copying off of SD Guy because like SD loves Airplane, and then like I watched it so much and I watched his videos so much that then I love Airplane. I don't love it quite as much as he does because I've never really had success with it. Ruby Slippers and like Monopoly and Wizard of Oz are definitely my mainstays, but yeah, but I can get into Airplane.
You got to pick the cock, right?
Always.
Right, exactly.
So where do you think your company's going? What do you guys see as the future of slotting, and how are you guys taking a part in it?
Interesting. Well, obviously the big conversation is skill-based.
Right.
So
and what does that mean for people who are unfamiliar with that? Like, like how can something be skill based if like you have like like me next to an 85-year-old lady who has arthritis? Like, how can those two things be equal?
And that's the hard part that are probably debating right now, right? So, I mean, they have fake skill based right now, right? There's some IGT games where there's a joystick.
Yes, like Crazy Money, where you're catching the money. Like it looks like it's skill-based, but it's not really. Right.
Right. It's perceived.
Right.
So they're debating that right now in Nevada. Whatever comes out of that, who knows? Because they need to capture the younger market, right?
Right.
Because everyone's going like it's slowly dying, like as far as like the new generation.
Sorry, as far as the new generation. Okay.
Right. Because people just go to Vegas to party. They don't care about slot machines.
Okay.
For the most part.
Yeah, we're definitely in the minority, Manny.
I think to that point, what you find is that so many local casinos are all over the United States that the need to go to Vegas or go to Atlantic City or go to Foxwoods is not really there when they can just travel 10 minutes to their local. So when they go to Vegas, like you said, it's all about going to a concert, having a good time, drinking by the pool, and not really slotting. Maybe some table gaming and stuff, but
but they just walk right by them, right?
Yep.
And
so like let's say that Nevada approves skill-based gaming. Let's just say they go ahead, they give you everything you want. What would you like to see in a skill-based slot? Like what would that conceivably look like? If you can tell me, if you can't tell me, we'll just edit this part out.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, you go to like a Dave & Buster's, that's gambling right there.
Yeah.
So you just basically open one of those up. You play skee ball for fucking money.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
I think some of what I've heard in the past was, especially with Konami when they dropped Frogger, it was supposed to be skill based, but you see clearly that frog's just going left and right, whichever way the RNG sold it to. But I think what they want to do is kind of like skill based, like you're actually playing Candy Crush or Candy Crush Soda, and every combination gives you money, just like they did the Jewels.
Cool Jewels.
Yeah. Jewels. Yeah, there's a clone of it somewhere. I can't remember the name of it,
there?
but yeah, there's something that looks very much like Cool Jewels. Manny, what's the name of it?
I think it's the Jewel Blitz. I think Spiello does it.
It's an interesting game, but I'm
to me,
still
when
trying
I
to
see
figure out.
3 times 10 and then nothing happens, it's like, okay, so what was the point? Like I don't.
Right. You
it's
have to.
very confusing.
The way it works is like you need. First of all, 2 things need to happen. One, you need to get 2 like wild symbols to land next to each other horizontally at the top of the reel. Because if they do that, they stay there forever until they get to the bottom. Okay, and they continue to activate as they go down. Okay. Secondly, the more symbols that you eliminate, the higher you go up in the pay table. So it doesn't matter if you get the best symbol possible initially. Frankly, you don't even want that. You want the worst symbol possible initially because it's only counting them numerically, and then once you get past a certain threshold, the pay table goes up, and then once you get past another threshold, the pay table goes up again, until eventually you're into the higher stratosphere of the pay table, and that's when you want the diamonds and the 10 times and all.
Once you start talking about stratosphere and slot machines, I lost you. I don't know.
Well, I know, but most people out there have they don't understand the way Cool Jewels works, and so I'm trying to explain it to them. Like
that's too much.
It's a very complicated game, but I don't think it really works great in the current manner that they're doing it. And we're running out of time here from our time with you. So what did you want to talk about before we leave you today?
Our company just launched the Diamond Sky Casino, which is our social casino. I think social casinos, once the U.S. hits the button for online, like, would you guys gamble online if it was legal?
I don't know. I mean, like my inclination off the top of my head is to say no. However, if I knew that it was regulated and I knew it was fair, then I could conceive that I could do it, because I have gambled like from Bovada or some other places before that like are outside the United States, or you know, they're outside the United States' purview. And I mean, I know that at a weak moment I have done that. However, I don't want to encourage people to do that because those companies aren't regulated. They can literally like do whatever they want.
Rip you off, yeah.
Right, exactly. So if I knew the government was regulating something and it was something that I could trust, I could possibly check it out.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because here's the thing, I do spend a little bit of money now on the slots that I can't win any money off of,
so
like
Jackpot. Social.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jackpot Party Casino and like Goldfish Casino and Hearts of Vegas and Double Down Casino and the Konami one, I forget the name of it. But like all of those, in the past month, I don't spend a lot of money. I buy here and there, but I'm sure I spent like $30-$40,
Like a
just
month?
because. Not a month, like over the past month and a half, 2 months, I mean, I go in spurts, and lately I've been playing them a lot. But sometimes like I set it down and I don't play it for like a month, But I just I've been letting I let my family member play like my slot, and like somehow we lost all of our money, so I had to I'm like you're betting too high, stop that. So I had to go in and buy some more chips. But it's like it's like $9.99 for like 10 million chips, and like as long as it's affordable, I'm totally fine with it.
That's like, very interesting.
What is interesting to you? That I'm willing to do that?
The fact that you're a real gambler, like you actually go, but then you're spending money on getting nothing back.
Again, this comes from what I was talking about. Like I have evolved from being a gambler into a gamer. I enjoy the aspect of the slots entertaining me. I don't need to win anything in order to have a good time. I like this is the thing we should talk about sometime, Manny. I like the slots, and SD Guy and I have talked about this. I like the slots where there is an opportunity to quote beat the game. You know what I mean by that? In the Ruby Slippers, where you like melt a witch, or like there's some other like free spins where you get to the end and you capture all the symbols, like in Buffalo Gold, where you capture all 15 symbols. There are things that are like trophies that are gettable, and like those games are really hot to most slot players, and not enough games have that aspect to them. And I really wish they. I like where you like the old Clue game where you had a mystery and you had to solve it, and like
that was a good game, by the way.
Right? Exactly. That was an amazing game.
Even with your game Carmen, you're also trying to get to that last symbol.
Exactly. You're trying to get to the last symbol. Yeah, exactly.
So you like achievements are like.
Yes, and and WMS, back in the day before Scientific Gaming came in, WMS had this thing where you had
log
this thing called Player's Life, right? You log in, and you would you could get different trophies based on different achievements, and that was very fun. Where like you're trying to get this, and for us who are serious slotters, and I don't know how much of the community that makes up, that's something that drives us. Especially the people who are in social media, who have channels, who are driving the conversation as far as slots go. I wish more slots would do that.
Yeah,
that's funny because that was very short-lived and actually a really good idea.
It was a really good idea. I don't even think that the one mistake that they made, WMS Players Live, and I love WMS. I'm a WMS fanboy.
I love WMS.
I know, right? They made it so when you started to log into the game, it made it appear as though you had to put in your Player's Life ID.
Yes.
And like the first 2 times that I went up to it, I thought, oh, I don't have a Player's Life ID. Oh, I don't want to register. Screw this game. You know what I mean? Whereas, so it looked like you had to do it or you couldn't play the game.
Right.
That was a bad move.
Exactly. And I didn't realize that, until I came back to it later on and realized that, I can still play on this game. I just have to hit cancel. But the user input wasn't very user-friendly, and you weren't aware of that.
I remember when I played, I think it was Star Trek, and I put my information in, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing now. I never got any information, not an email. So I think there was potential in it. I never really understood what the goal was, and I think Lord of the Rings also was one of those that you needed to get that one.
Because there's a map.
You would
there's a map. You had to unlock different games. Right.
So what do they ask for in that? I've never signed up.
I mean, like they ask for your user ID and your password, and then if you don't have one, you can register it online, of course. Trying to register I think with an email, you're like trying to register a username and a password on a slot machine screen is not exactly fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and that's the last thing you want to do. You know,
You just want to play.
Yeah, it should be integrated with your card somehow.
Player card.
No, I don't know if there's a way to
idea.
do that. Right. Okay, well, Dustin, we're about out of time. Thank you for joining us today, Manny. Anything you want to say to your boy, Dustin?
I'll see you again next weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dustin, so much. All right, thanks, Dustin, again for joining us. That was really fun. Great talk. It's been so long since we had a third party, especially from a slot machine, come and be a part of Slot Talk. So very interesting. I loved hearing everything he had to say.
I loved it, too, and I hope that you guys enjoyed his input into the questions that we had and everything that he shared. And if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments. I'm sure Brent and I will continue to try to find other guests that can come in and give us some more insight into how, you know, slots work and what they're working on and their take. Because the interesting part when I met up with him last night was that he was asking me a lot of questions about my behavior. And I was more interested in hearing his side. So I think we had a good balance in our communication with him. And also he did mention the online casino, and I did had a contest with the online casino. And I think overall, Brent, I don't know if you want to talk about this a little bit more, but I go to online casinos like My Vegas and Heart of Vegas just to try some of the games that potentially I don't do well, like you said, on the floor, or that are not near me. Like I play a lot of Heart of Vegas Walking Dead, just because it's not near me. I only play it in Vegas. And on that Diamond Sky Casino, they have Carmen. And I usually do very poorly in her, so I like playing it online just for the entertainment value. I know that I'm not getting any money out of it. I'm not playing just for addiction. I'm just playing for the fun of it. So I don't know what else you want to add to that.
Well, I just wanted to make it clear to everybody because, you know, we were going back a little bit in our discussion with Dustin about online casinos. I do not support online casinos for money. So I just want to make this clear, like what I do and what I don't support. I don't play slot machines for money online. You can't trust them. You don't know where their server is. You don't know what the math model is behind it. Don't do it. What I do is play slots for fun. And sometimes in order to have that fun, just like anything else in life that requires fun, it requires a little bit of money. Now, there are some slots, I know, I won't say who, but there are a few online slot machines that have a few tricks where you can get coins here and there. That's fine. But if you're in a slot machine app for fun that you need coins at, I'm not above paying $9.99 to get 10 million coins and have enough coins to play for the next 2 months. I enjoy, as you said, I don't play a lot of Walking Dead, and when I do, I like to play Max Bet. So it's very fun to play it online to experience things that I have not been able to experience in the casino. Additionally, there are other games on other platforms like Goldfish Casino, Jackpot Party Casino, Heart of Vegas Casino that I have never been able to play some of these slots. Like some of these slots I've never even played in real life before, but I've managed to play them on the online casino. And I think the online casino for fun, for social fun, is a really good way to introduce you to a game because there's no risk. You get to experience the game. You get to experience most of what it has. Obviously, it's usually not a 100% copy of the game. It's usually like, I would say like a 95%. Like the music is probably not quite up to snuff or the graphics are not quite up to snuff, but they're very, very good. And it's a good opportunity for you to try something out without risking anything.
And I also want to clarify that this applies mostly to the United States. I know in Canada, the government does allow online gambling, and you have casinos. I know in the UK, for some of our UK subscribers, they also have online-based casino. That's very different.
Right, that's very different. Yeah, exactly.
Completely different. Here in the US, it's what we're really honing about in terms of just doing it for enjoyment and not necessarily for real cash.
Well, in those other companies like Canada and the UK, my understanding is that the government is at least regulating those casinos that are online. So you can trust, if you trust the government, and I do to an extent. Obviously, I have a circumspect eye with everything, but I do trust that if somebody says this is regulated and we've checked this and they have a job to do that, then I trust that it has been done. In the United States, there is nobody doing that. Yeah. It's a total free-for-all. So you can't trust anything that's based in the United States or that you can play in the United States because you can't trust those casinos. Okay, moving on. You went to the casino last night with
Oh
Dustin.
my God, it was so much fun. Not only Dustin, my Ernies were there. We had a blast. We did some high limit fun. We triggered the bonus on some. We didn't on others. This particular casino that I was in yesterday with them, it's called Casino Arizona. I can say the name. But it's an Indian reservation casino, and many Indian reservation casinos around the country do have this hand pay regulation where if the slot pays over $200, it becomes a hand pay. And our friend AC Casino Girl has experienced that a lot. I usually don't go to this particular casino. However, yesterday was a very profitable night, and I just want to share something real quick with our viewers. So yesterday on my Facebook account, I shared, some of those hand pays, and you guys can see on the screen right now.
Yes, I also see our friend Nick in the background there on the left-hand side.
I know, right? And this was on Megavolt. For some reason, it was a line hit. I couldn't record it. I had a 2, a 3, and a 4 with the dollar signs, which you see right here. It was 216. And I think also my mom hit her first hand pay. He got all 3 of the dragons in red for $15.97. I was in there because I was dealing with a jackpot myself on Buffalo Stampede, but it was a lot of fun. Last night was a lot of fun. We had a good time overall. We made some money, and it was fun.
Cool. Well, since the last time we did Slot Talk, I went out to Vegas for a short time.
I heard.
Yes, and I do have a couple of videos that I really want to preview for you guys. One of them is this Monopoly video. I haven't had very good luck on Monopoly Jackpot Station. I would just, spoiler alert, this is not a jackpot, so I'm not saying it is, but it was a very fun win, and I want to show you guys a part of that, so take a look. Yes.
Mystery prize awarded.
Wilds for the
Select
love of
any
God.
chest.
Yes! Oh my God, how much is that? Oh my God, please be something fabulous. Please be something fabulous.
Oh wow, Brent, that was pretty awesome.
It was, I mean, right? Considering my luck on Monopoly Jackpot Station, it's definitely awesome. I was thrilled. Obviously, I haven't had a luck on Monopoly Jackpot Station. One thing to notice about this bonus is that I triggered it with the community chest, and I got all 5 bonus symbols. I did not realize that when you do that, you get 20 times your bet, and you get to start at free parking. Exactly. So it's very, that really
always good.
Exactly. That was a big help to my bonus. Exactly. All right, so what else? You have anything you want to show everybody, or what?
I do want to say, because I don't want to forget, I want to thank everyone that watched and supported us during the Summer Sizzling Slot Tournament.
Yes.
And I'm sure everybody knows that by now, Shinobi won the tournament. So congratulations to Shinobi. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And, because we do these tournaments, I want to make sure that I mention Shinobi because he did a great job moving from the second round. Brent, you brought him over, and look at that. He won the entire thing. So I do hope that you guys join us again for March Madness 2017. There may be something in between, but everyone seems to enjoy these tournaments, and we appreciate everyone following the videos and your favorite slot channel. So thanks everyone for watching, and again, congratulations, Shinobi.
Yes, congratulations to Shinobi. The next, I know I sat out this last tournament, but I'm feeling the joy again. So I might have to be a part of something.
Oh yes.
I plan on being out in Vegas for G2E, which is the Global Gaming Expo. If you guys don't know what that means that's where they preview all the slots for the coming year, and you have an opportunity to go see them if you want to, if you have a pass like I do. And the really cool thing is that the slots that we saw last year at Global Gaming Expo, specifically the share slot and the new Titanic slot, I have heard, especially from Blueheart just posted online, that the new share slot is out, and I have never seen it before. Maybe we can turn back time. Exactly. Yes. Yes. And you know what? Like, walking out of Global Gaming Expo last year, the share slot was the one I had to try. Like, it looked so fun. They integrated all the share music with it. My gayness is showing right now, I know, but I love the share slot. It was so fun.
I am going to be in Vegas during Labor Day weekend, and I have a special event that I'm doing. I'm once again doing some live play on Facebook. If you are not following me on Facebook, please go right ahead and do it. I'm going to go live Friday at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern time. That Friday, we're gonna do some live play. Maybe we'll do as good as we did the last time. So everyone, go ahead, check out my Facebook page, just like it, and then you guys can be with us while we're playing live.
Excellent. Looks very fun. I haven't done the Facebook Live playing, but you've done it. SD Guy's done it. I think a few other people have done it. It looks very fun. I just, I guess the first thing I need is a Facebook page, and then I can do Facebook playing.
Yeah, that's what you need.
I know. People ask me why I don't have a Facebook page, and honestly, I don't want to have a Facebook page just to have it. Like, if I'm going to do a Facebook page, I want to devote time to it and give, special things to the people who are real fans of me. And until I can give that the proper care and attention that it deserves, I just haven't decided that I want to do that yet. What do you think about that?
I do it because it's a way to connect with some of the gamers, with some of the other creators, and also subscribers. Right. So I like that. I try to be as active as much as I can. Like, usually when I go to the casino, you'll see me posting a lot because I want everyone to know. But sometimes also because I'm dealing with the March Madness or the YouTube tournament page, I also try to keep content fresh there, and I encourage other people to post. So I'm kind of dabbling in two different things, but I try to keep my my Facebook going with posting what's new out there, or how I am doing at the local, and some of the pictures. So I mean, it all depends. Right now, you're so busy with Big Brother, so.
I am busy with Big Brother, and I'm about to get more busy. For those of you who don't know, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 2 is coming back, and I podcast for Rob Has a Podcast. I'll put that link in our video down here. If you guys don't follow me on Rob Has a Podcast, you should. I do all of the live feed updates for Big Brother on Thursdays, and we do a live feed show on Mondays, and now, beyond that, Big Brother Fall is coming up. They're going to do something on CBS All Access, and we're doing podcasts for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 2.
Love it.
I am very busy. I really am. I'm doing lots of things. I'm sure SD Guy would call me a lazy son of a bitch, but I'm working very hard on podcasts at the moment.
She is. She has a microphone, and
I know, right? Thank you very much. By the way. So anything else before we go?
I think I'm good. I want to thank everyone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead, subscribe. Thank you, Brent, once again. I'm glad that we were able to have Justin and
Dustin.
Dustin. So hopefully we'll be able to catch up at G2E. Maybe I'll surprise.
Yes, again, thanks to Dustin Bozovich for joining us today from DesignerWorks Gaming. And I really had a good time talking to him, learning about the different aspects of what he does, where he thinks slot machines are going in the next coming years, and everything else. So thank you to him. Thank you to Manny for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed to Slot Traveler's YouTube channel, you want to do that by going right here. And if you haven't done that already, make sure you do that. If you want to subscribe to my channel, there's a link at the bottom here to subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.